Hey everyone, I'm Trevor, and today we're at Disneyland to show you every single ride at the Disneyland Resort that is not at Walt Disney World. So let's get going. And we're gonna start off with Snow White's Enchanted Wish. Now this is a completely unique ride that Walt Disney World doesn't even have anything similar to at it. The closest thing would be like the ending scene of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Otherwise, this is definitely a Disneyland unique dark ride.
I'm glad to see you still.
Snow White's Enchanted Wish used to be Snow White's Scary Adventure, and it was changed to Enchanted Wish, I believe, in 2019. And so it's a must-do at any visit to Disneyland. Alice in Wonderland is another one of those rides. In fact, most of the Fantasyland dark rides are pretty unique to Disneyland, and this is definitely one that should be on your list. It is one of the most popular Fantasyland dark rides at Disneyland. Peter Pan, of course, is going to take #1 spot, but Alice in Wonderland is #2. I generally actually recommend rope dropping this attraction, but we're going to hop in line now. This is a 25-minute wait. It is just after 9 o'clock in the morning, about 9:15. Most of these Fantasyland dark rides are not on Genie Plus. I know at Walt Disney World, a lot of stuff, even the slow type rides, are on Genie Plus, but that's not the case here. The only Fantasyland rides on Genie Plus are actually Matterhorn Bob Sleds and It's a Small World. The rest of them are not. Alice in Wonderland routinely sits at a 40-minute wait throughout the day, so if you can ride it when it's less than that, go for it. Go ahead, Benjamin.
Looking for the White Rabbit? I'm not sure where I am either.
Wait! Don't go, please!
Shall we play croquet?
Rule 42.
What the heck?
Nearly right across from Alice in Wonderland, we have Storybook Land Canal boat. So this is a fun little boat ride, and the line takes a long time to get through, so we're not going to actually wait for it. But one of the fun things to do with this attraction that I would recommend to you is that if you wait and ask to be a whale watcher, you can sit on the top portion there, where the kids can rather, which is really, really fun. And of course, they're getting eaten by Monstro the whale here. I just love Storybook Land Canal boats. It takes you through these little miniature model cities of like your favorite places. Like there's Agrabah, and there's Arendelle, and there's Prince Eric's castle from Ariel, Little Mermaid. So all this sorts of fun stuff that you can check out here, and you definitely need to do it. But the line does fill up fast, as you see, so try to do this one earlier on in the morning as well, or potentially during a parade. The 3 best times to hit up Fantasyland rides: at rope drop, during a parade, or after 7 p.m. because most little kids have probably gone off to bed by then.
Just a note though about Fantasyland, it will close at 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. for fireworks. However, it does open at 10 p.m. till whenever the park closes.
Another ride with a routinely long line is Casey Jr. Circus Train. Now, the app says 25 minutes at the moment, and actually the line looks a little bit better right now than it did earlier when it's at 5. So the app sometimes cannot always be believed. Casey Jr. Circus Train actually goes around the same area that Storybook Land Canal Boats does. So you can kind of see the models from this attraction as well. So you can pick whether you want to do either one, do both of them. They're totally different experiences. Just keep in mind that, as with Storybook Land Canal Boats, this line does take a while to go through. Next, we're going to do Pinocchio's Daring Journey. Now, this one you can do whenever, because usually it's like a 5 to 10 minute wait. I think 15 is the worst I've ever seen this attraction. I believe it's 5 right now.
Hello, friends. This is Jimmy.
Don't hit me away.
Monster!
I almost forgot forgot about Mr. Toad's. Well, I didn't almost forget about it. We were going to do it earlier, but then the ride broke down. So it is reopened now, and we are going to go ahead over here and do it. Now, this line can also get really, really long. Every single like switchback that you see here can get full. And so this is another one we recommend doing early. I feel like the average for Mr. Toad's is 20. I have seen it, I think, go up to 30. And if you can ride it like 15 or less, it's ideal.
Hands, arms, feet, and legs. Watch your
James is driving. I didn't realize there was a wheel to drive. We just got off Mr. Toad's and the Pearly Band, as well as Bert and Mary are coming by here. Every time I see Bert, I want to just call him Dick Van Dyke, not Bert. Well, Amy and the kids are going to go ride a separate ride while I do this next one myself, and we'll tell you why. And that next ride is going to be Matterhorn Bob Sleds at Matterhorn Mountain. Now, right now it's posted at a 35-minute wait. The average is about 45, so anything less than 45 is fantastic for standby. And here's just a quick look at the line. It probably is wrapping around the mountain as well. However, they do have a lightning lane. So this is an attraction that you probably should lightning lane if you have Genie Plus. But what if you don't have Genie Plus? When's the best time to ride it? Well, as with most things, I mean, rope drop is a fantastic time. But if you can't ride it at rope drop, here's my suggestion. In my opinion, there are other rides that are best used at rope drop. So what we're gonna do is the single rider. And as you can see, there's hardly anybody in line for this right now. Now, single rider does require that you be at least 7 years of age. Now, my youngest is not quite 7 years old. He's about 6.5. So that's why they went to go do something else, because he can't do the single rider. James could have joined me, but he chose not to. The other thing with single rider is that your party will be split up. Now, it doesn't mean that you won't be in the same car necessarily. You see how it's configured 3 and 3? There's a party of 4. You could have both of your groups be in the same color vehicle, but you will not be sitting next to each other. Whew. I might have to reevaluate whether or not I can ride Matterhorn anymore. It's kind of like Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom, but it's older and definitely bumpier. I call it the backbreaker, but I should start calling it the hip breaker, because the way that they like have you situate your feet in the ride vehicle, it's like twerked my hip the last couple of times and twisted it the wrong way, and it really hurts. For the next 2 rides, we have to go into Mickey's Toontown. And we just came across a rare sight. We've got Pete. It's Pete, Mickey the Mouse.
Hey, Goofster.
But the first ride we want to talk about is Chip 'n Dale's Gadget Coaster. Now, this used to be Gadget's Go Coaster, got rethemed Chip 'n Dale's Gadget Coaster. I mean, it's virtually the same ride, it's just got a little touch-ups. This is a little kiddie coaster. It's very similar to the Barnstormer at Magic Kingdom. And 1 train on the whole track, so the loading is pretty slow. The line doesn't look too bad right now. What this ride is great for are families with young children. My children hit the height requirement for this, which is 35 inches, around 2 years of age. So it becomes their first real like coaster that they're able to do at a theme park. And it's been a rite of passage for both of my kids. In fact, my youngest just hit the height requirement for the biggest coaster at the Disneyland Resort, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on in this video. But before we do that, our next ride to mention in Toontown is Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin. It says it's a 60-minute wait. If the line sticks out of the attraction, you know that the line is going to be long. There is a huge queue inside this attraction. What is Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin? Well, it's basically Mad Tea Party, but with a Roger Rabbit theme and a dark ride aspect to it. It's interesting if you've never done it, or if you love Roger Rabbit. It is not one of my favorite rides personally, so I would tell you to skip this one. But if you're trying to do all the unique rides here at Disneyland that aren't at Walt Disney World, this is one of them. Okay, we're coming over here to Tomorrowland to talk about actually Finding Nemo's Submarine Voyage. This is a great place to just sit here and talk about it. You see it going into the water there. This isn't a favorite ride of a whole lot of people. It's not one of my favorite rides either. But they do have some nice Finding Nemo theming now that they didn't used to have before. Otherwise, I mean, this is a pretty unique attraction that you're not going to find at Walt Disney World, but it's tight spaces, can be a little claustrophobic, it's pretty dark at times. It's a slow ride, but if it has a short wait, I mean, why not, right? Average wait time for this attraction is about 20 minutes. It says current wait time is 20 minutes, so this is a look at the line and what you can expect of 20 minutes. I've seen this line all the way up at 40 minutes before, but if I'm speaking honestly, my family would probably only ride this if it were 15, probably even 10 or less. 20 minutes isn't bad though. Another rare character sighting, the White Rabbit. I don't think I've ever seen the White Rabbit out before. Hello. He's late for a very important date. He's late. Actually, he didn't seem like he was in a hurry at all. We've come over to Adventureland for our next attraction, and probably one of the best unique Disneyland attractions, Indiana Jones Adventure. It is currently posted at a 60-minute wait, and this is a long one. So either that 60-minute wait is a complete lie, or you know what, I don't know, it just has to be a complete lie, because this whole outdoor portion should be completely full. You see that little section right there? It wraps around slightly and then heads up this bridge, and once you reach that point on the bridge, that is where the Lightning Lane and Standby meet up, and then everything else inside the temple is mixed together. This is a Lightning Lane attraction, and I recommend that this would be your first Lightning Lane that you schedule for the day. This attraction will run out the fastest of any Disneyland Lightning Lane attraction. And our next unique attraction is over here in Frontierland. It's the sailing ship Columbia. Now, the folks in Walt Disney World have a ship that is very similar to our Mark Twain riverboat. I don't remember the name of it, but the sailing ship Columbia is unique to Disneyland, and it has a totally different theme and narration as you go around the rivers of America. And our last unique ride to Disneyland Park before we hop over to Disney California Adventure is going to be Davy Crockett's Explorer Canoes. Now, this ride almost never has a line, so you could literally do it anytime you want to, whenever you feel like it. A lot of people don't necessarily like this because it does require manual labor. You are actually rowing this canoe around the rivers of America, but I love it because it's got Jungle Cruise style humor, and I think it's great. Definitely have to do this at least once. If you've never ridden the canoes, you don't know what you're missing out on. All I have to say is don't knock it until you've tried it. I also think that riding the canoes is in my video of things that you can do at Disneyland you can't do at Walt Disney World. I'll put a link to that video down in the description, and you can watch it when you finish this one. So for lunch today, we came to Refreshment Corner. Well, actually, we're sitting at Jolly Holiday, but trying something new. It's my goal this year to try something new every single time we come. And this is the mac and cheese chili sourdough bread bowl from Refreshment Corner. How is it?
I like it.
It looks good.
It's good.
It looks really good.
It's cheesy. There's a little bit of chili. It's very good on a wintry day. Like, I don't know if I'd eat this in the summer, but for a wintry day, though, the sun's shining right now. It's nice
pretty hot. I need to take my jacket off.
It's good.
That is really good. They have just a mac and cheese in there. We got the mac and cheese chili, same price. No extra cost to add the chili. And I feel like the blend of mac and cheese and chili makes this so much better than if you'd have just gotten the mac and cheese.
Or just chili.
Well, is there a just chili option? Okay. Out of Disneyland's 34 rides, 13 of them were unique. And for the rest of this video, we cross the very short distance from the Disneyland entrance over here to Disney California Adventure. And of DCA's 18 rides, 15 of them are unique, making very nearly the whole park a new experience for those familiar with Walt Disney World. We're not actually going to point out every single one of them here in this video. We're gonna ride a few for you, show you them, and then at the end, I'm gonna point you to my DCA ride guide where you can learn more about everything that there is to do here at DCA. And probably the ride that I wanna tell you about the most is back here in Hollywood Studios. And that attraction is going to be Monsters, Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue. Now, unfortunately for us, it's actually broken at the moment, but that won't stop me from talking about the feature. And we'll put Roz in the background here as we talk, but they have the Buddy Pass here. Now, I've mentioned this tons of times. It kind of is a secret of secrets. The Buddy Pass, you get a Buddy Pass by talking to the cast member at the front of the attraction. They'll give you this little slip of paper. It's for the Buddy Pass. And what it does is it lets you, essentially it's a single rider, and it's like a secret single rider because it's not announced or advertised or anything like that. And it's a single rider for 2 people. That's why it's called the Buddy Pass. Actually, up to 3. Amy can take both kids. What it is there are 3 rows in the ride vehicle, and they put people in the 3rd row. So if you can cram 3 people in the 3rd row, they'll let you. And you get to go in the exit of the attraction. The line is so much faster. It's the only way that we ride this ride because the average wait time for it is about 40 minutes, and it can get longer than that. And with the Buddy Pass, I think the longest we've ever waited is about 15 minutes. But ideally, we tend to only wait maybe 2 to 5 minutes with the Buddy Pass. It's really great. Here in Cars Land, our next attraction to talk about is what this huge line is for. Wow, Radiator Springs Racers, what is going on? That line was the lightning lane. It says the standby is a 105-minute wait. The best way to ride this one is single rider. Just like Matterhorn, I highly recommend that you do the single rider line. The single rider line is quite long, but it will move quickly. 105 minutes for standby, and we're gonna time it and see how long the single rider takes. This time, James is doing single rider with me, and if we're lucky, we'll end up in the same car. And if not, no big deal. He actually wants to end up in the other car to race me, don't you, bud?
Yes.
Well, 15 minutes in, and we're pretty close to the part where they split the lines and it speeds up a little bit. And unfortunately, the ride broke. So we're gonna wait it out and see how long it's broken. Hopefully it comes back up within the next 10 minutes. There's James waiting for his turn. Oh, here he goes. They were just asking him how old he was. That way, he's gonna be in the car behind mine. So we'll see if we end up racing.
Yet. And what? We have a visitor.
Your visitors on this planet.
Yippee.
Uno forte mare, 2 forte shell. 3 together ready, and 4, 2, go!
They're gonna win. Well, we ended up waiting 35 minutes for that attraction in single rider. Now, mind you, it was broken about 10 minutes of that time. Therefore, it's probably about 25 minutes, which beats the 105-minute standby wait that it was. When we got off, it was posted at 110 minutes. So definitely single rider is the way to go if you do not want to pay for the individual lightning lane. Radiator Springs Racers is probably one of the most popular attractions in all of the Disneyland resorts. I put out a poll. People still like Rise of the Resistance better than this, but I don't know. Radiator Springs Racers is pretty great. It's kind of like Epcot's Test Track, but it is so much better. And the last ride that I want to mention here for you today is the Incred Coaster. It is the largest roller coaster at the Disneyland Resort at a 48-inch height requirement. My youngest son just reached this, and he loves this attraction now. He wants to ride Incred Coaster absolutely every chance he gets. Well, Incred Coaster was listed at a 30-minute wait, and I just asked my kids if they wanted to wait it, and they do. So we're going to do that to end out the video. Back row, back row. Back row, back row. Benjamin, what row are we in?
The back of it.
Including the ride, our wait time was 30 minutes. Again, that included the ride, so it was a little bit less than the actual standby line. As far as what you should expect to wait whenever you come, the best way to ride the Incred Coaster is actually to rope drop it. This and Toy Story Midway Mania, I know they have that at Walt Disney World, but Incred Coaster, if you come over here first thing in the morning, it's a 5-minute wait, probably like the first half hour that the park is open. Excellent time. You could ride it 2-3 times in a row. And if you would like to learn more about all of the rides here at Disney California Adventure, go ahead and click this video. If you enjoyed this one, hit the like and subscribe button. And if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.